Simple logic for great learners. How to find 3/4 of 18? A great question comes from one of the parents who is finding it difficult to explain to their grade 3 child how do we find 3/4 of a number. So I thought, let me make a video on this to explain different strategies which we can apply in this regard. So here is a very simple explanation, and I'll be using three different concepts to explain a grade 3 student how to find 3/4 of 18. After discussing these concepts, we have some interesting questions for you, and I would like you to try those concepts on the 5 or 6 questions given here. I hope you will enjoy this journey of learning. So, let's begin with the concepts first. Along with each concept, I'm also going to take an example to illustrate. Perfect. So, the very first concept which I am talking about is part of a whole. So, whenever we are saying 3/4 of a fraction or a number, then the whole thing here will be kind of a circle, right? So, let's discuss the concept first, right? We're not answering any question here. Part of a whole, let's say the circle implies whole. Since we want 3/4, so let me write 3/4 in short like this, right? So that is 3/4, right? So if we want 3/4, we need to divide this into 4 equal parts and then select 3 of them. That's the whole idea, right? So let's select 3 of them. So we have selected 3 of them. That is what the concept is. Simple and understandable. 3/4 means divide the whole into 4 equal parts and take 3 of them. So that becomes 3/4 of a number, right? Makes sense, right? Okay, great. So let's take a specific example with this concept, part of a whole. Let's find 3/4 of 12. So how are we going to do 3/4 of 12? So once again, let's make a circle. Now this circle really means 12, right? Now, since we want 3/4, we'll divide it into 4 equal parts, right? So we have 12 pieces. We are going to distribute them equally in each part. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these 12 pieces now have been distributed in these 4 quarters. Now, out of these 4 quarters, we need 3/4, means we need all these, right? So we are leaving that one and taking everything else. So as you can see, what we have got here is 3/4 of 12. You can count them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3/4 of 12 is 9. That is what it is. How did we do it? Well, we distributed 12 into 4 equal parts. That means, first thing, we divided 12 by 4, correct? So when you divide 12 by 4, you get a number, 4 times 3, right? Now, grade 3 students do know multiplication and division. So 4 times 3 is 12, therefore 4 divided by 12 divided by 4 will be 3. Now, this is, we are trying to find 3/4 of 12, right? So now we know that 1/4 is 12. So leave 3 aside, and then we are saying 1/4 of 12 is what? 3, right? So we are multiplying 3 with 3 to get the number 9, right? So slightly more complicated, but we're trying to develop a strategy to work around. Sometimes the student can get this part. Well, let's move forward. So that was very simple, just distribute. However, the strategy works with smaller numbers, right? Let's take the second method, which is we can also find 3/4 of a number using a number line. So, number line concept is very familiar to all our students. So, that is our number line. And normally they will start with 0 and they will write all the numbers. We want 3/4 of 20. Okay, so to make it simple, I'll go by fives. So, I'm saying 5, 10, 15, 20. Right. So, when we talk about 3/4, it is good to take friendly numbers. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, great. So 3/4 of 20 is what? 20 divided by 4 gave us 5 actually. So that is what I meant, right? So we took a scale that is kept counting by 5. It helps. So as you can see, the whole is from 0 to 20, correct? Now we'll take 3 steps only. So we'll take 1, 2, 3 out of 4. So that gives us 3/4 of 20 as 15. Make sense? So that could be another approach which we could use, especially when we have some number which can be evenly divided by 4, right? So you can have a scale something like this. Makes sense, right? Anyway, let's move on to the third strategy. The third strategy here is systematic breakdown. Now let me explain here systematic breakdown. So we are doing 3/4. So let me write down 3/4 as 3 1/4, right? So 3/4 of a big number we have taken 460. Systematic breakdown makes sense here. 3/4 of 460 means what we could do here is first we have to find what is 1/4, right? So we have to think about what is 1/4 of 460. And then we are going to multiply this by 3 to get our answer. Makes sense, right? So that is our strategy. Now, let's think about how do we get 1/4 of 460? Well, 1/4 is same as half of half, correct? So that means what we can do here is from 460 we can divide by 2. So half is 230, right? Now further we can divide 230 by 2. That means half of this, which is 115, right? So that is half of half, right? Now we are looking into finding the answer for 3/4, right? So we have to multiply. This is 1/4, right? So that means we have to multiply this by 3. Make sense? So 3 times 5 is 15, 1. 3 times 1, 3 and 1, 4. And 3 times 1 is 3. Or you can add 115 3 times, right? You can also do this. 115 plus 115 plus 115, depending on what is easy for your child at the moment. So, with that, we have discussed 3 different strategies to find three-fourths of a number. Now, the same strategy can be adopted for finding fraction of a whole in general, right? So, therefore, we can extend this to fraction of a whole number very easily. I hope it makes sense, right? You can attempt to apply these strategies with the six examples given here. Your feedback on globalmathinstitute at gmail.com will be very beneficial for us to come up with the next series. I hope it makes sense. Feel free to write your comment, share your views. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for your valuable time and all the best.